96 runs were scored in those last 20 overs. They were 91 for 2 at one stage. In fact, they were 34 for 2 after 10. And a great job of resurrection by Zaheer Mitchell and Rachin Mitchell, who looked good for 100, looked at ease, of course, was helped by drop catches as well. Mitchell still there, 79 not out. Ravindra getting out for 75 of 87. New Zealand at 187 for 3 in 35. And I suppose in the last 20 overs, that partnership between those two for 159 has shown the other teams of how to play India in the middle overs. No middle overs choke here.
Well, I think the first spell for Indian bowlers were very good. All the fast bowlers created that pressure. But partnership is always something which gets any team back. And I think that was a great example of that kind of approach. Under pressure, two batters coming together. Yes, there were a few drop catches which didn't really help Indian team's cause. But some fantastic batting by both the batters, and especially Zaheer Mitchell. The way he took Kuldeep on was something which was not expected. But he really put him under pressure. Those straight shots looked like a very easy flowing approach by Zaheer Mitchell, and that was surprising because that shows he was picking Kuldeep up from the wrist, not really feeling that pressure, using the reverse sweep also to good effect. But clearly that tactic which we were trying to analyze, the tactic was to go attack spinners for sure.
Rachin is looking good, 75 more, and he's growing in reputation with each innings.
Yeah, he's a good young talent. This tournament has been a really good one for him. Playing some good knocks for his team, continuing with that kind of a form. Certainly a player to watch out for future. But today's partnership was special for him.
Oh yes, it was. Well, it was Shami who came back and got that wicket with that off cutter, very safely caught by Shubman Gill. It's been an up and down day in the field. Excellent catch by Shreyas Iyer to get India their first wicket. At mid-wicket, asked for the medal as well. And then 3 drop catches. You don't see Ravindra Jadeja drop catches. KL Rahul, that tough catch behind the wickets. And then the one on the boundary by Bumrah.
Well, it's a high field. So on high altitude, at times you've seen teams struggle. There's hardly any time between the game in Pune and Dharamshala. So maybe the optional practice in between, very short time. Little bit of adjustment which is required. Sometimes you do struggle with that, and I think today was one of those days. I think the altitude is something which always causes these kind of problems.
Jadeja is done with his quota of 10 overs, gave away 48. Once again bowled a very miserly line. 15 left, 191 for 3 after 35.3. That's where they are. 100 up. Surely that should the target be, because Latham's here, Glenn Phillips, Mark Chapman, Santner yet to come. They would look to aim for 300 safely?
Well, going in the back 15, looking at 7 wickets in hand, you would say the batting team is in good position. So that's the situation right now for New Zealand. They've seen through that tough phase, and they're looking solid for the last 15 overs. It will be all dependent on Bumrah, because Rohit today has not used him earlier. Today he used Shami. He kind of understood that once the partnership was building. Also, the emphasis was on getting Ravindra Jadeja's over out quickly, because there are a lot of left-handers in the side. So that was his main focus. It's done now. 6 overs of Bumrah is going to be the defining one, because you've seen that economy in the whole tournament has been on the lower side. So yeah, a lot will be dependent on how he goes on.
He's bowled one of those 6 already. The 36th over is being bowled by him as we speak now. The problem is India only have 5 bowlers, and Kuldeep Yadav has 3 left. Tom Latham's there, and so is Zaheer Mitchell. He's set as well, looking good for 100. Bowl Kuldeep's overs out straight away as early as possible, and keep Bumrah's 5 for the last 10.
Well, it will be dependent. I think he might use it after 40 overs, because there will be more cushion in the last power play. You can have one fielder extra out. So he might opt for that. It will be interesting to see how he goes on, or how he calculates these few overs. Maybe Bumrah bowling 3 at this stage. So that will give only 2 overs to the other bowlers. Might be Siraj for 1 over, and might be Kuldeep 1. But 2 overs. He will look to use between 40 and 45th of Kuldeep.
For a change, the Indian bowling is being challenged. Questions are being asked, and it's now up to India in the next 15 overs to pull things back and ensure that New Zealand don't go past 300. We will be back at the end of this innings on Cricbuzz Live to look ahead to the second innings of India's fifth game. Do join us then.